Hi, everybody. Today is Saturday. The OTECH Pros comes together roundtable. I want to thank everybody that's here today on the panel. We have a national team here, and our brothers, big brothers, and our one pretty sister that is also here with us. We are still in the month of love, February. Valentine's Day was on Friday, so we are still in the month of love, and love don't hurt. You know, love is, the kind. So today, the OTECH pros, we are still the. Somebody say something?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So today we'll start with our brother Mike Ellis. So please, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Oliver. Yesterday, Oliver and I talked, and he kind of gave me the topic of this webinar, and it's about trust and kind of staying the course. Don't give up. And I've been thinking about it ever since Oliver and I talked, and it's really an interesting topic. And when you start to really drill down on it, it just goes in so many different directions. It's just unbelievable. So I had to rein it in a little bit. And I really do want to talk about trust. And there are a couple of things that we think about when we think about trust. Do we want performance or do we want trust? Pretty good question. And if you look throughout the world and you ask that question to certain businesses, would you rather have a really high performance from individuals, or would you rather have trust? The answer really was kind of amazing to me. Most executives in the business world today, they'll come at you and they say, performance is a really good thing. If you have a high performer out there who can come on, give a great presentation, do what he needs to do or she needs to do, that's a wonderful thing. But if I have to pick between the two, a performance and trust, I'm going to pick trust. And the reason for that, it's pretty self-evident. When people come in and you can trust them, even if their performance isn't quite exactly where you want it to be, the performance you can improve on. You work on it, you become more competent, you perform better. But if you don't have the trust of that individual, you don't know what that individual is going to do. I mean, people with really high performance, sometimes they think they deserve more than they do. And they will do things that maybe they're not supposed to do. But when you can trust someone, the performance, it will come over time. And I'll give you a good example. Marty, Dan, and I've worked with Marty and Dan for a lot of years. Dan more than Marty, but both a lot of years. And I can tell you that the trust came before anything else. And I can trust Dan and Marty with my money and my wife, if I had one. I have no qualms about Marty and Dan. And the performance, because of the three of us, the performance has gotten better over time because we learn from each other. It's what we do. And then we think about Mr. Mufara. Like I said, I've known Marty and Dan for a very long time. I trust them implicitly. It's just no doubt. And then Mr. Mufara. Well, we've been working with Mr. Mufara 7 years. I've learned to trust Mr. Mufara because of who he is, honest, clean, and ethical. And as I look at the performance of Mr. Mufara over the years, was he perfect the first 5 years? Everybody here can shake their head. No, he was not. And he admitted that to us. But he has gotten better over time. And today, because of the things he's had to go through, he is really good now. So the performance is there on all fronts. But the trust, without the trust, I can tell you, I would not be here. I don't think a lot of us would be here. But Mr. Mufara has earned that trust. It is there. It is in front of us. And if you've listened to him, you understand over the years, you come to trust the guy because he is honest, clean, and ethical. It's just the way he operates. And I want to give kind of a picture to everybody as to where we are in my mind's eye. And I think as I paint this picture, you'll be able to visualize it for yourself. And if you can, visualize a group of people coming up to a mountain and they want to get to the summit. They want to climb that mountain and they have a guide. Always good to have a guide. And as they come the first day to the mountain, they know it's going to be a very, very arduous trip. It's going to be difficult to get to that summit. Really, really tough to do. And as they come to the bottom of the mountain, they look up, they can't see anything. It is cloud cover from top to bottom, and it is thick. They can hardly see in front of them, but they have a guide and they all decide, okay, we're going to go. We're going to get to that summit. We will get there. So they start the journey and they start up the mountain. And as they go up the mountain, it's really a tough climb. This isn't a day climb. This isn't an hour or a day climb. This takes time to get to the top. And as they're going up, each day they get a little better in shape as far as climbing, and they can go further and further and further. And as they go, they'll get to night, they'll camp out, they'll sleep, they'll get up the next day, have some breakfast, go to the next level. And they do this day after day after day. And here's the thing. Every once in a while, the clouds lift a little bit and they can see a little further in front of them. But it always comes back down, and it's really, really hard to see the top. And there comes a day when they finish the climb and they're ready to bed down for the night. And you have a group of people after 3, 4, 5, 6 days, they're going, this is crazy. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going down. I'm done. And the guide that's there, he doesn't really say anything. He says, it's your choice. You get to decide if you want to continue up or if you want to go down. And a few of those individuals, they go, well, okay, I'm out of here. I'm down. And they go down. And then the next day comes in and they go a little further. And the clouds are getting thicker and thicker and thicker. They can barely see, but they have a guide and they follow the guide up. And they get to a point where, again, they bed down and there's another group of people. It's really, really hard. This is a tough climb. It is not easy to do. And another group of people say, I'm just done. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And what you visualize in your mind is usually what you're going to do. And when that word can't comes in, they can't, and they go down. And again, the guide goes, well, I can appreciate that. It's a hard journey. If you have to go down, go down. He's just a guide. He doesn't make the decisions for them. And they go back down. And then the group that sticks with the guide, they go another day, another 2 days. And it's the cloud cover is just getting so thick, they can barely see a foot in front of them. And the guide says, listen, we're going to bed down tonight. This is as far as we go today. And everybody is just exhausted. They're getting very, very high. It's been a long, hard climb. They're exhausted. They bed down and they're out. They go to sleep. And then something really, really amazing happens. As they wake up in the morning, they can actually see sunshine coming into their tent. They're going, wow, this is kind of cool. We haven't been able to see for days and days and days. We're going to be able to see today. So they come out of their tent. It is crystal clear. And they look up and they see the guide. He's on the summit. And they're going, whoa, this is really, really cool. And the guide goes, come on up. See what you've done. And they get up there and they're at the summit and they can see forever and ever and ever. And then we think about Mr. Mufara and the journey and where we're at. We're right there. The sunshine is about to come in. And when you get to the top of the summit everybody has a kind of a different description of what they see, but in reality, what they're seeing is freedom. They have the ability to find financial independence and be able to live the lifestyle they want to live. And it is so awesome. And again, it's described in many different tongues in many different ways. But the bottom line, it is freedom. And the guide, he says, look what you've done. Look what's in front of you. Unlimited. You have no limitations right now. You can do whatever you want to do. And it's because they stuck it out. They didn't lose hope. And they followed the guide all the way up. It's a really, really cool place to be. I think we're just about there. I think the light is about to break through, and we're going to be able to look up and see the guide, and he's going to go, come on, take a look. You're going to love the view. And obviously, when I think about the guide, I'm thinking about Ash Mufareh. He never forces us to do anything, but he will guide us to that place where we can see forever. And I want to add one other thing before I turn it back over to Oliver. In my younger days, I had a teacher. This teacher was absolutely brilliant. And Dan knows who I'm talking about. He had the same teacher. He was very, very good. And he had degree on top of degree on top of degree. Some of the degrees he had, I had no clue what they were. If you're in academia, you would know what they are. But he had them just coming out every way. And he was just very, very good. And over time, I became friends with this gentleman. He was a professor. And the conversation went toward his career and what he had done. And I asked him, I said, you know, it's pretty amazing all the degrees you have and what you've done. And I asked him, how did you do this? And to my surprise, he answered me. And he said, you know, Mike, this really doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. It really doesn't. If you come in and you learn the language and understand what the language is, and then you learn how to articulate it, doesn't matter how smart you are, you just have to be able to put the work in and learn the language, learn how to articulate what you've learned. And if you can do that, anybody can do what I've done. The problem is most people aren't willing to do that. And again, this individual, he was really, really smart, guys. And I said, you know, how do you relate to people when you talk to them, when you teach them? And he said, you know, I've done this for a very, very long time. I know the language. I know more than most. And I can manipulate people because of what I know. I just know more than them. It's very, very easy to manipulate people. So you will be able to do that once you come in. You learn the language. You learn what it means. You learn how to articulate it. You can manipulate. But he said, here's the real key. It's the heart that you have. You never want to come in and manipulate people. You want to guide people. You want to take them to a higher level. You want to help humanity. You don't want to squash humanity. So it really comes down to the heart of the individual, and it's important that you have the heart to help, never manipulate. And again, he was a very, very good teacher. He was a guide. He helped people get to a higher level, higher than they thought they could go. And because of that, they had richer lives. Now, when I talk about this individual, does that bring anybody to mind? Yeah, it does. We have a tremendous guide right now, and it's really, really important. Understand what he's doing, understand the language, and then trust him, because he's been to the summit over 100 times in his mind. He knows how to get there, and he is going to bring us there. It's not that we don't do anything. We have to climb the mountain. We have to make the journey, but he will guide us to that place where it's just a wonderful place to be. And I believe that place is going to be coming very, very quickly, regardless of what anybody says. So I'll turn it back over to you, Oliver or Bob. And that's kind of what's been on my mind since I talked to Oliver, and it's pertinent. It's pertinent for today. We have a tremendous guide. Let's just follow him.
I agree.
Go ahead, guys.
Thank you very much, Mike. It was a wonderful one. I picked few stuff from you: trust and performance. And trust is something that comes with time. We all know that trust is something that comes with time, and you earn it. You know, and you did connect performance to our CEO. You know, his performance and the longevity, the time that all of us have been here, 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, 6, 7 years. Now some of us have been here. At least we now trust him based on his performance. You know, he earns it. He comes out. We know that he is somebody. He is somebody that when he says something, do or die, he's going to do it. You know, we also trust the team, and also based on the topic, never give up. Trust Ash and the team. He is now with a team. We all know that he's now with a team, that the team, he trusts them, you know, and they're doing a perfect job. He comes out and make us to understand that they're doing a perfect job. That anything that we know before is not going to be the same again. It's going to be better and better and better. And he has put a company that this company is going to be one of the biggest companies on this planet Earth. Why do I say that? The technology, we got it. AI. The data, we got it. And the last one, humanity. These three things is what is driving this company. And this is the vision of our CEO. He wants customer. He knows what is out there. He knows the market. He knows what the customers they want. So he took it. Why shouldn't we trust him? By so saying, I would like to bring in our brother, Madi Degamo, the godfather of OTECH Pro. Big bro, Madi, the floor is yours.
All right, all right, all right. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah, trust. Well, trust for me, trust for everybody really, but for me is one of the biggest things you have to have when, especially if you're online. Big time. I've met more people that I didn't trust before I met as many as I do trust. But I was always open to trust. I gave the benefit of the doubt. We get in the business, the guy's talking. I want to trust them. Was it naive? Yeah, most of the time. But that's how you learn. If you don't get burnt, you're never going to do anything. You have to be willing to get smacked around a little bit. But trust was like, to trust somebody, they got to be reliable, right? Honest, loyal. I mean, who's more reliable than Ashmi Farah? I don't know anybody more honest. I was fortunate enough I met Mike and Dan. They're very honest. I feel the same way as what Mike said. Dan handed me his credit card within a few weeks after meeting him so that we could do ads. Loyalty. But let me tell you, when you get the trust, like right now, it's not a question for me about Mr. Mufara with trust. I mean, it's not in my mind. But once you have the trust, you can focus on something else. I remember being in businesses and there's always that little thing like something doesn't feel right. I'm not sure I'm not sure I trust that man or that woman. And we've done this with, especially during the Bitcoin years, where you start doing the math and say, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And they're talking a good game and guaranteeing things. And once you get beat up or the trust isn't there, a lot of people have trouble starting again. They just won't let go that they got beat up. But the first thing we look for when we went into any business, let's try to find out who is it. I don't care, man or woman, who's running this ship? What is the concept of the ship? Where are we going? And then I got to find out, can we trust this person? That's what we did. It's exactly how it went down. the only business since I've been online for 20 years that I feel more and more comfortable than I did on day one. That never happened. I can't think of one business that 3 months later I'm thinking I feel better than I did. No, I feel better and stronger with what we have. So trust, I don't know. I would struggle more with people that don't trust Mr. Mufara because I don't understand how you could not. Remember, he had trust and loyalty with complete strangers. He did not have to be loyal to us. For what? For what? He didn't know who we were. But now he's more loyal than ever. Whenever I talk to him, he talks about the people in the business. And he could be ripped to shreds, got beat up all day long from lawyers to people on the inside, outside. And what is the first thing? How's everybody doing? I'm like, what the freak? This guy's a nut. But that's the difference between him and about 90-some% of other people. There's something I wanted to add to this too, because people were asking me questions about a week now about money and this and this and that. And I took a little time because I wanted to know, we always talk about, oh, if I could have had a McDonald's franchise, for example. Now I want you to think of this company as owning your own business, right? Unlimited. But what overhead do we have? Initial money down to start a McDonald's is between 1.3 and 2.3 million dollars. Burger King 1.8 to 3.3, Wendy's 1.5 to 3.5, Subway 200,000 to 500,000. And I thought, dang, who's got that kind of money? Obviously, those numbers we're not going to be able to uplift humanity, okay? Because I don't know very many people in Bangladesh, Africa, or wherever that are going to be able to raise that kind of money. It's not going to happen. I couldn't do it. I'd have to have a team of people to do it. And why would you do it? Oh, I want the outcome from it. I want what's going to come once you own it. Here's where people make a big mistake. Annual sales on a good McDonald's, it's about $3.6 million a year. You say, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Burger King's about 1.5, Wendy's 1.9, Subway's anywhere between $400 and a half $1 million. But here's where it gets tricky. After you pay the stuff, what is the net profit? McDonald's won 185,000 to 544,000. Burger King 75,000 to 226. Wendy's 100,000 to 300,000. Subway anywhere from a whopping 20,000 to 75,000. Now you're opening up every day. You're hiring people. You got to order things, right? Okay, you got all that. Take home pay. Take home pay. McDonald's 36,000 to 363,000 a year. After all that, go do the math and find out how long it's going to take you to pay off this great freaking business that you own. Burger King is anywhere from 15,000 to 151,000. Wendy's, you can make a whopping 19,000 or 218,000, and Subway, you could make 5,000 a year to 59,000. So when people talk about, oh, I'd love to have a big business, let me explain something to you. You've got a big, big business in your hands. You got a business you never thought of. And what is your starting point? Maybe $100. And the potential of unlimited? Really, people need to start wrapping their head around what they have. And we have this guy who has decided he goes in it head first, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, sometimes more. We know that evil, nasty things happen to him. Most people would have quit. He didn't. I trusted he wouldn't. He didn't. He trusted he wouldn't. He didn't. He trusted us because he wanted to deliver, because he said, do or die. He never gave himself a way out. Well, I tell you what, I would rather have this position in this company than 5 McDonald's. 5. Now, you start thinking about something. If some of this income of $300,000 a year, but all the work and hiring people and making sure things go right, and it's just absolute chaos to make that. Is it good money? Yeah. Is it what people thought? I guarantee it's not. When you break it down, it's not. A lot of these very, very wealthy people buy 4 or 5 McDonald's because they have the money to put down. It's an investment. But imagine owning a business, your business, where the shelves are full. You don't have to buy it again. You pay for it, and from your profits, you just pay for it every month. And the customers come over and over and over. And the cool thing is, most McDonald's, like around here, they have the same customers. Once in a while, somebody new will come if they're traveling through. But the area, they get a certain amount of customers, and that's it. It doesn't change. We got new customers every day. We got a global base of customers that could come in every day. We could get new customers every minute, every second. And the potential is laughable compared to McDonald's or Burger King or all that. So people need to know, do I trust this man? Yeah, because he handed me a castle for $97 at one point, which is a joke. It's an absolute joke. And what can we do with it? You know, I hear people talking about, oh, I can't wait to make this and make that. I'm not going to tell you what my goal is nowhere. Look, I don't want to think about money. That's why I got in this. Once I found out, I want to get to the point that money is not I don't have to think about it. Somebody needs help, I can help. I need something, I buy it. I can help somebody overseas or whatever. I want to be able to do it. That is in our grasp right now. And we're about to go into that phase where we're going to see the fruits of Ash's labor. Tell me that doesn't sound funny. The fruits of Ash's labor. We didn't do anything. I talked for 3 years. I'd have been talking for 3 years if I wasn't here. I'm doing what I want to do. I love doing this. And the outcome is, when we get to the end of the tunnel, I'm going to be handed a business with really no overhead, with unlimited income. What the freak? I mean, we got to realize what we have, where we're going. And even if you can only use an imagination of 10%, that's 1,000 times more than any rotten McDonald's. I'm telling you. So we all have that potential. We all can go wherever we want to go. If you have a trust issue with Ash, somewhere in the journey, you missed something. Somewhere in this journey, you missed something, because he put the trust there. I trusted him 3-4 months after I got in. He's done nothing but prove who he is. So the trust thing, and about faith, I don't need faith. You might need faith in something you can't see. He's done everything. I'm not sitting there worried about, oh, what's he going to do? He's there. He's about as reliable as oxygen. I mean, he's there. Every day, he's there, he's there. So, yeah, everybody, I wanted to pass along is, when you look at things and you want to do a comparison, what do we have? And what, you know, I've been going country to country, and I did a country the other day that makes $27 a month. One sale would double their income. One hypothetical $100 sale with 25 commission. 2, they won the lottery. So we start looking at the picture of the world, not us, not me in the United States. You look at these other countries and you start lifting them up. What do you think is going to happen to all of us? You shine the light on others, the reflection is even brighter. Anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Ramadi. That was a good one. You just talk about the business model of this company, which is great. And you talk about the reliability of our CEO, that he's reliable, you know, and we should trust him, you know, and because he has put together this company. He got sleepless night, you know, they're beating him left and right, but he is there. He is there for who? For us. And when you talk about the McDonald's comparison, you pay electricity bill, you pay employees, you pay insurance, you pay this and that. But with us in this company, you will not pay anything. And again, you have multiple source of product, and that is multiple source of income, and you are building wealth. You are not rich, but you are building wealth. So thank you very much, Big Bro Madi. Let me go to our sister, the most beautiful woman that I know. Comfort, please take it. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Brother Oliver. Thanks, everyone. Where do I start after these two? I don't know. But Mike, earlier on, when you were talking about trust versus performance, this thing came to mind. When I was young, I listened to a story. Somebody was telling my aunt, and I heard him tell this story where this guy, the CEO, had employees. He knew so well people are doing business, they're stealing his money. He doesn't know what to do because this business he needs to run. And one day, one of the employees, it was a lady, she came to him and said, listen, this minute I stand here like this, I could be a prisoner. Anything could happen to me now because of what I'm about to tell you. I've been working with you for this number of years, and I've been siphoning money and keeping to myself. But something just happened to me yesterday at church. I received Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior from sin. I need to give back whatever thing that I've given back to you because I'm a new person and stuff like this. And what happened? The manager was amazed. He was like, I've never heard a thing like this before. Nobody has ever told me like this. Nobody has ever walked to me, looked in my eyes and told me that they have stolen my money. And so instead of like sending this woman away, he thought like, this is that thing I was looking for, that 4 or 5 letter word, trust. This is the person I'm going to trust like the rest of my life because she comes here and then empties herself. And so she was now promoted to the position of a manager because he can now trust her maybe with money, with the people that are working with her and stuff like that. So trust is key, I think, in everything we do. So coming back to our business, if you lack trust, then you do not know why. Because why people are here is because they have a why. They had a why from the very first moment. This opportunity from the get-go had been presented to millions of people. Why is it that only a few of us picked on it and then we took it and we're running away with it? Because we had a why. If this thing, because somebody like me, when I listened, I say, if this thing they are saying is true, then this is what I'm looking for. And I sat down and listened and understood it and knew that that is my why. And this is the thing I've been looking for. So I have to wait. And he keeps reassuring us every day. He keeps guaranteeing us every day. He goes ups and downs, the lows and the highs and so on. He comes back and says, listen, we need to wait again. We need to go back to the drawing board. How else does he present? Should he present himself to gain your trust and to gain my trust? If you know why, you will know that it has not changed. If you ever listened to that very first video Mr. Mufare made, you could feel it in his voice that this man has something to offer that people have not heard before, because he says it and with the passion and all of those things. Nothing has changed. And if at all things have changed because they have delayed, they've been twists here and there, which is quite normal, we just need to hang in there. We just need to trust. I know that when Ash had this as an inception, as maybe as an idea in his mind, it was his. But right now, I think he's operating within a support system. There are people around him like lawyers, the tech team, and so on. So I think that he is working, he's moving on because he equally trusts even the system that he's working within right? So it's all about trust. He has trust with the people that are aiding him, and he knows that this thing I am doing, I still believe so well that it's going to do it, and it's going to be to achieve the purpose for which it was meant. So how else? So I really agree with you and the rest of the team. When you have that trust, when trust comes first, then commitment follows. Because I have the trust from the people I work with, I have my people's trust who are looking up to me. I will now commit to make sure I put in my all and all, to put in my best to make sure that I deliver, right? And that is how it goes. And when you do get the trust, you get the you put in the commitment, of course, the performance, it just flows naturally and things happen just almost with ease. I cannot say with ease, but then things happen, they work better because at the top of it all is trust. Any other thing can follow and it's all going to be success. So all we need to do is look at that, ask ourselves questions, right? All of these things, I think Mr. Mufara, he puts in all of his time, right? There are times he would have loved to just be at the park with his kids. He can't. There are times he would have loved to be on the beach with his family. He can't. Some of us, we communicate on passive from the beach, from the forest, from wherever we want to be. But then Ash can only sit on his desk and have to talk to A, B, C, D, talk to one person over there, back, forth, and all of those things while we sit and wait for him. So the least we can do is trust. And if you don't know your why yet, then you want to go back to your own drawing board. Why did I join this? And if for the reason for which I joined, has anything changed? If nothing has changed, how do I know nothing has changed? Because Ash is still here. Because Ash still comes and tells me that, listen, I would be doing myself a dishonor if I'm telling you to wait for me for something that I don't have to give you. So that thing is still there. The big picture is still there. The light at the end of the tunnel is still there. Nothing has changed. So let's trust the system. Let's trust Mr. Mufara because it's going to be just it. You know, trust doesn't only come when things are happy, things are easy and just flowing, right? Sometimes, even if we are faced with a situation where you look like this one I'm facing and seemingly an insurmountable challenge, you still say, listen, it's still going to be good again. Because sometimes challenges come like mountains, like hills. You know, what Mr. Mufare does, he uses them as stepping stones and he gets to the next step, right? Because he trusts the people he's working with and he knows that they'll aid him through. His people who are looking and waiting and looking up to him, they trust him. And so it's all going to be good. I think that we are on the right place. The least we can do for Mr. Mufara is trust because he is giving his all and all. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, my sister Comfort. I know a very powerful lady with the Comfort show all the time. You know, it was a good one. For what I gather, why? That why. If you are in this company, you ask yourself that why, then you don't have the answer, then you are not supposed to be here. Because the CEO himself comes out and gives us and tell us and give the answer every question or any question that you ask that why, the answer is there. Mr. Mufara, our CEO, because of the trust also that we got for him and his new team now, you know, the answer is there. Comfort also touched something about commitment. When you trust, you commit to somebody or you commit to something, you know, the rest will fall in place. And that performance also is going to increase because of that trust. We should remember that our unity inspires us, and that is what is also driving our CEO to do what he is doing, that tomorrow we are going to smile. Our life will never be the same. Thank you very much, my sister Comfort. Let's go to our brother all the way, Colorado, Mr. Dan.
All the way in Colorado, yeah. Well, thanks for having me today, everybody, and it's good to see everybody here. And it's you know, it's a very interesting topic because it's always good to talk about it because unfortunately there's many people who give up on hope on a daily basis. So there's several factors that cause people, I think, to give up. And I thought of a couple of key words that would apply to this, and one of them is discouragement. Now, discouragement, it comes from a root word of courage. It's the opposite of courage, okay? That mountain's too steep, the challenge is too much for me to handle, so we lose courage and we fail to continue with.
Thanks.
Was that somebody laughing? Oh, with that you okay, covered. That's okay. And the word I thought of was pride, and that includes many people who are just so consumed with themselves. And it's the opposite of humility. It's essentially self-worship. They never do anything wrong. We're always trying to impress other people. And I think about Mr. Ashmu Farah, and I think about his humility and his desire to keep moving forward, and his humility to admit mistakes, and how he just stays totally humble with all of us. And the last one I thought of was exhaustion. People become mentally and physically and emotionally drained to the point where they just quit. And those are the attributes or the factors that cause people to give up. But we don't want to focus on these factors. What we want to focus on are the few factors that might those are the few factors that might make people give up. But I don't want to focus on those, because I want to focus on who we are, all of us here and everybody in this company, and where we are. And we want to focus on a few key words that are exactly the opposite of the ones that I was just mentioning. And the opposite of the discouragement is perseverance and endurance. And when we persevere through difficult times, we refuse to give up on what God has called us to do. Now, does that sound like an attribute of Ashmu Farah? He always says, God has called me to do this. I have a vision. And all of us that have been loyal to this company bought off on that vision, and we trust. Trust has been talked about a lot today. We trust Ash, and we're loyal to this company. Another key word is resilience. Now, resilience. So if you think about resilience is being able to adapt to stressful life changes and bouncing back. And it's people who refuse to give up on themselves, even after something has gone wrong in their life. Now think about Mr. Mufara. Things have gone wrong, but he's so resilient, and he has just stayed close and been so resilient to his vision of this company. And he's been able to handle anything that is, any obstacles that's coming his way. And the last one I would say would be fortitude. And fortitude is just the strength and character that enables a person to endure. And he's endured through so much adversity, and he's had the courage to take us all with him. So with the perseverance, endurance, and fortitude, and all the other attributes that our CEO has, we are just in a wonderful position to just ride along with him. And I just thought, more of what applies to Mr. Mufara is that he is a doer, and that's a person who acts rather than just talks. And I think there's so many people that have visions in this world that just talk about them, but they can't do it. So Mr. Mufara is a real doer, and his team will never give up on us. And so all we have to do really is stay patient and positive and not give up on him. I think about the journey that all of us have been on here and how loyal we've all been to him. And it's because he has all these attributes that I just mentioned. He has an incredible way of allowing us to just trust in him and follow him and believe in this vision. And he has a team that's not given up on us. So let's just stay patient and positive and not give up on him. And think about the last message that he gave us. Think about the last message he gave us in the updates. And that was, are you ready? I said that last time I was here. Are you ready? And you don't say that if you don't feel very, very confident that you're on the right track with the right team and the right people. That's all I've got today, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dan. That was a wonderful one. And you talk about give up on hope. Why should you give up on hope? You know, therefore, you were not supposed to be here. Look, it's your mindset. Once you believe, ash comes out. We do see things like our big brother Madi said that, you know, you cannot like say you don't want to be here, because ash comes out and say things every day that you see them. Why should you give up on hope? Your mindset, when you wake up in the bed in the morning, you have that positive mindset. When you stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself, you command your day. And when you command your day that morning, you put your mindset in that positive mode. Nothing negative will come across your way. We have a lot of positive things around us that Mr. Ash himself, from how many years later he has been talking, he is very transparent with us. He is very transparent with us. Something happened, he comes and tells us that this is what is going on. Look, guys, this is what is going on, but we will fix it. Dan just said he is a doer. That was a big one. He is a doer. You know, he takes action. Things happen. He comes and tells all that we do make mistakes. We are human. Those were his words. We are human. We do make mistakes. But when those mistakes come, what should we do? We take action. He is a doer. You know, we should not give up. Change your mindset. Have that positive mindset. Surround yourself with positive people. That is what our brother Dan just said to us today. And I'll go to my other brother from Michigan, Captain Chris. Thank you.
Hey, great to be here. All the speakers before me, you guys didn't leave me nothing to say. Come on, man. Going last is not always the funnest, but going first is not always the greatest. But as you can see, hold on. I don't want to give you guys any viruses. Let me wipe off that cough. Wow. It's really a crazy subject for me. Here, you know, I want to touch on a little bit what Marty and what Oliver said about, you know, restaurants. Number one, after hearing that, I will never buy a Subway because back in the day when they started, you could purchase a Subway shop for $35,000. And back then that was a good deal. And I had a friend that bought over 30 of them and they ended up very, very successful. But then Oliver brought in all the things you got to pay for: insurance, employees, people that get hurt, people that get sick. But none of you said the most important thing. When you own a restaurant like that, you're there 18 hours a day. You know why? Because you don't trust anybody. You don't trust these 16-year-old kids counting the drawer at the end of the day or starting the day. That is the biggest and hardest thing about running a company. Who can you trust and who can't you trust? And me coming from the auto world, I had a very, very responsible job where I had to trust over 1,500 people. It wasn't easy. And I learned real quick after maybe my second week into my new job that I had to trust and I had to verify, because I trust that guy, and I would say about as far as I could throw him. You know, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And I would come in and it would make me look bad the next night because his numbers were way off and my numbers were spot on. But it made me look like I added to what our team was building at that time. 2 shifts, it was horrible. So I learned trust and verify. Do I trust Ash Mafara with everything? I do. And did I verify that? I did. How did I verify it? By going and listening to everything that he had to say to people on webinars, privately, do or die, watching him go through a system that the people he did trust turned on him, and they were verified horrible. When I saw that, I know what that felt like. You put in all your every sweat and blood and tear you got, and then some person that you really trusted goes rogue on you and wants to steal everything from you. Been there, done that. It's no fun. And then to see him bounce back. And what happens when someone that you thought was loyal goes unloyal, as we'll say it? You start to really, really look at people in a different way. Can I trust this person? Because you're always thinking about that one person that really bit you in the arse, if you know what I'm saying. So I watched Ash in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 months since this all happened, of one of our, a faithful employee that did absolutely corrupt things to this company. It affected Ash Mafara. It affected all of us. And I'm thinking, how can this guy trust anybody after that? And he did the smartest thing that I thought he could do. Same thing I would have done. He just kind of kept doing what he was doing, but he just didn't put out the information that he normally did. He told everyone everything. He allowed the founders to come in and be friends with all of his people, which I thought was a bad mistake in the first place. Information slipped out that was supposed to be secret. So his trust for people, it sunk to the bottom of the ocean. So I thought, man, I have to get a little more wiser on what I'm doing here. And he's doing, trust me. But I can't just tell people what's going on. And he said something that I really love that he said a couple of months ago is, I am not going to come out and speak until everything is solid. All right. I trust that because I know what he went through. I witnessed it. We all witnessed it. And he's not going to come out and do something and it not work if he's not sure. So I trust that 100%. Number one, because I do have a personal relationship with Ash Mafara. I've talked to him numerous times. And not just about this business, about everyday life, health, people. And it's always about people with this guy. Even though people really smacked him in the head, stole from him, whatever you want to call it, and you'll know that soon enough, he still loves people. That's a lot for me because I think every one of us had someone in our lives that we trusted or were a good friend, and they kind of turned around on you or turned their back on you. And Ash Mafara, even though people turned his back on him, he didn't turn his back on us. He just didn't say a lot of things that was going on, but do or die. A beautiful thing that he said, do it or die. This is my baby. And that's all I got. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. And that's what he has kept doing. Does he tell us everything? No, I'm glad. I'm so glad he doesn't tell us everything, because he might say, hey, there's an apple on the tree, and 60,000 people in another country might say, he's got 50 million apples on that tree. They twist his words, which is really easy to do. And he still trusts people because he believes in people. All right. There's not much I can say, but I'm Chris Johnson and I do trust what this guy's got to say. Why? Because it's all good. Yep. I read the stuff that people find bad. Listen, you could probably go on the internet and find something bad about me or Oliver or Mike or any one of these guys. And we believe it. Oh my God. Bob DeCoucy got pregnant with 3 kids. And these people believe it. It's that simple. You could put anything on social media and 1 million people think, oh my God, what a rotten person he is. But see, the good thing is that's how people are. We don't look for the good. We always look for the bad things. They want to see the head rolling down the street. They want to see Bob DeCoucy pregnant. You know that, oh my God, I got to see this. But what they didn't see is Bob DeCousy saved 3 babies from a burning car fire. Hypothetically, I'm making an example. They don't see the good. They see, no, this guy's pregnant. What's wrong with this guy? They didn't see that he pulled 3 kids out of a burning car and saved their lives and got extremely burned on his right arm. See, they don't want to read that. That's too good. There's no story there. To me, that's the greatest story. Sacrifice. Ash Mafara, and you don't know it because you don't walk in his shoes, has sacrificed for just about anyone in this company every single day. But we don't see it. Why? Because we're too busy worried about, man, I don't got no money. I don't got a job. This guy should be doing. See, they don't trust Ash Mafara, I think, like we all do. I'm retired. Easier for me to say stuff like that. But I told you a long time ago, I was in many positions people are in now. But I don't blame anybody but myself back then for that situation. I wish people would stop doing that. I wish people would just say, this guy has got something that's so good. Yeah, it's taking a little longer than I wanted. But when it happens, I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I don't have to worry about trying to raise $1 million to buy a freaking restaurant and then work my whole life away. Come home smelling like French fries and burgers every night. In this company, I could go wherever I want to go. This little lappy toppy thing I'm talking on, it goes right in my little briefcase. It goes on a plane. It goes to the beach. It goes on a boat. I can go anywhere in the world and do this company. And I trust that's what Ash Mafara designed for all of us. It's just too good. All right. And when people see too good, for some reason they run, because in the past, all those too goods really were no good. And I can bet you I got at least 500,000 people that are in this company that went through all of that. And that's why they ended up here. And then, notice I said ended up here, because there's nothing else out there. There's nothing that offers what this guy is offering, period. But yet we still have people that shy away. Hey, look at this. My best opinion on it is that if you're hurting, find a job. All right. That's what people do. There's nothing online that's going to get you out of your situation today, tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks. It just doesn't work that way. I have a lot of respect for people that keep their family going no matter what their situation is. I sold hubcaps that I found on I-75. I sold books that I bought in bookstores to keep my bills from piling up. I found a bunch of things that I could do to earn an income because I had nothing else to rely on. But you have this company to rely on. All right. Your future is a big, bright light bulb. Why? Because you have a man that's running this company that you can trust 100%. And if you want to verify it, listen to people from all over the world talk about what this guy is doing and he's about to do. All right. So always verify everything you do. You should always check it. Yep. I got news for you. You're going to see some things that are said over here that aren't so good, or said over there it's not so good, but go to the source. Go to the source. We got 9 people on this panel right now that are a source. All right. We don't get paid, as some people say, to talk about this company. Boy, I wish I got paid. I think I'd be a multi-billionaire for all the talking I do, but I trust this guy. I trust God brought me to this guy. I trust God brought me to all these people on this panel. All right, God's never let me down. Ash Mafara has never let me down. Is there a time period right now? Yep. Why? Because someone he did trust kind of stuck a knife in his back and twisted it a few times, but it didn't stop him. Don't let it stop you from believing. Your situation, it might be bad right now. I get it. but you got something to fall onto, which is this company. I could actually say you could trust me if you know me. You could trust any one of these guys or this gal. They're all here on their own time on a Saturday to talk about the greatest business in the world that's going to give so much hope to this world, so much change. It's all here, folks. This is the whole, as the girls used to say about me years ago, I'm the whole package. I'm kidding. This company is the whole package. Sorry, I had to say that. It was just funny. Mike, I know that was your name back in the day, but stay positive with what this guy is doing. You can trust him. And I got news for you. If you don't trust him, then get the hell out. I have never stayed with anyone I didn't trust. Whether it was a girl, even a boss. I had dealt with bosses that I did not trust. They worried about themselves and not the whole team. Ash Mafara has built a team, not just in Techie, but a family throughout the world that completely trusts this guy. So that's all I got, Oliver. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Captain Chris. That was a wonderful one. You said a lot, that we should rely on our CEO, and you talk about trust, but verify. That's a common language with us, IT, especially in IT security. When you trust, you verify. Ash has, I think we'll verify and verify and verify, and like, let me go back to Madi again. He talks about faith, that there's nothing like faith. Faith is something that you don't see. But this you see, you've seen the product, you've seen the software, we've tested them. So there is something that you see, and he has told us, do what you can do for now to put food on the table. Anything legal. But anything you want to do, Goshmeda told us his conversation with him. He said, anything you want to do, think about this company. Make sure you don't hurt this company. Do whatever thing you want to do legal to put food on the table. You can have a part-time job. You can have another business, but that business should not hurt this company. Because this is the only company that is reliable. And this is a company that is going to take all of us out of poverty. This is the only company that is going to help our family. This is the only company that is going to make us, our neighborhood, our community, our country will develop. There'll be good water, electricity, health center. He is a man that has patience. Despite all whatnot that is going on, he has sacrificed. I keep saying all the time, patience is a virtue. We should be patient, but like Chris just said, keep it behind your mind that you have something that you are relying on. One day, we are all waiting. Our life will never be the same. Let me go to my brother, Uncle Bob, all the way from Bel Air.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's good to be here. I'm glad to see all the faces. Thank you for joining us, Sister Comfort. Thank you to Brother Mike, Brother Madi, Brother Dan, Brother Chris, and of course, my OTECH Pro brothers, Vincent, Collins, and you, Oliver. So you've asked us to talk about never giving up and to trust our founder, Mr. Ash. Before I say that, I begin, let me read a quote. It's from Steve Harvey, an American TV personality and motivational speaker. He has a quote that really, I think, ties into our discussion here today. He says, everybody has a turn back moment. A moment where you can go forward or give up. But the thing is, the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is the guarantee it will never happen. That is the guarantee of quitting. It will never happen nowhere under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is when you never give up no matter what. Who does that sound like? I think that sounds like our founder, Mr. Ash. He says, I'm going to do it or die. Thank you, Brother Madi, for bringing that video, the Christmas Eve video yesterday, because I could hear him again tell us that I'm going to do it, even if it's the only thing I do without getting any reward. I'm going to do it or die. I will never give up. He will never give up. So should you. Why should I give up when the man who has brought us here has summoned all of us to come here and telling us to just believe in him? That he's going to take us to the top. He's going to take us somewhere. He's doing all the heavy lifting, managing all the teams across the globe, making sure we are compliant across the globe, taking all the headaches, every problem, all the issues that are coming. And all he's asking of us is to just believe in him, trust him. Why should I worry? Why should I not wait? So I have my trust and loyalty to our founder, Mr. Ash, 100%. I trust him. I believe in him. I trust the brand and the cause that our founder, Mr. Ash, is bringing forward to the world. The brand, the world's most disruptive, 21st century disruptive innovation. That's the brand that Ash is bringing. Everything is going to change once our founder, Mr. Ash, opens the door to the world to see what he has delivered. But the cause that is driving him, that is the one that captures my heart. The cause. Because before everything else, Ash stood one day at the solitary of his confinement, his own house, and said, I'm going to do something that will uplift this world, that's going to leave this world a better place. That is the cause. That is what is behind this man's heart. That's why I believe in him 100%. He's going to put himself out there for all of us. For you, for me, and for the generations unborn. That is what is coming. I trust the team that he has put together, guys. Like Brother Mike Ellis said, Mike Ellis talked of trust and performance. Guess what? Ash Mufara got both. He's got the team, what I call an innovator's dream team. Because he told us that now he can focus, he can focus on something else, and the team is doing their job because now they have synchronized with him. So he can think of more innovative ideas. The dream team, innovator's dream team, I trust that team because Ash Mufara trusts that team and they are delivering for him. I trust that team because of what they have proven to us. For this team to recover the data and the source code. Let us remember, those of us here are in this industry. There was no proper handoff. There's possibility of sabotage here. But this thing came, recover that source code, recover the data. It is a tremendous amount of work. From a security and compliance perspective, as my brother Oliver would attest, a lot of work and all of us here, a lot of work to test the code. They have to look at that code, static dynamic analysis and what we call software composition analysis. There are millions and millions of lines of code. So they go through each and every one to look at each and every code. Look at the vulnerabilities. Look at the open source code that might have been introduced into this software. Make sure it is compliant, it is good, and everything. And then guarantee to Ash Mufara the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of this system. That is what this team has done. That is why we should trust them. They have not only done that, They have given our founder, Ash Mufare, what I call a super admin authority. So Ash Mufara sees everything about the system now. That's why you should trust them and why I trust them. They are not only coming and telling our founder, Mr. Ash, we have done this, we have done that. Ash Mufara sees it. Ash Mufara sees the entire organization. So when he comes and tells us to calm down, everything is fine, we are fine, like Oliver says all the time. He sees it and he has seen it with the super admin privilege that the team has given him. Let me quote one of the greatest orators of our time, the British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, in his famous speech where he said, never give up or never give in. He said, never give in, never give in. Never give in to anything big or small or large or petty. You never give in except to your conviction or good sense. We should not give in. Our father, Mr. Ash, will never give up. So should we. Ash is never going to give up. He's told us that this is the course of my life. I was born to do this. I was born to change, to make an impact. He's willing to lay his life on the line for us. So in closing, I'll use a biblical reference to close, to send it back to you, Oliver. The book of Galatians. In the Galatians, he said, let us not become weary in doing good. In this case, being good to each other or doing a good deed, supporting each other. Let us not be weary. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's from the good book. I send it back to you, my brother, Oliver. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much, Uncle Bob. That was a powerful one. And for what I got, you trust the brand and the cause. That is a good one. And that is why we, the OTECH Pro, we always make people to understand that we are an AI software development company. We are not any kind of company. This is what our CEO, Mr. Ash, is building. And if you can understand this, that we are an AI software development company, the Collins always say that, who are you? Who is me? Or who am I that I'll be part of a company like this? They will look better for Warren Buffett than to come and be part of it because they'll come and pump money. But look at what our CEO has done. He took us from nowhere. That my brothers and sisters, come and join us. I will build it. I will take everything, all the risk. We have no risk, zero risk. We are not taking any risk. His money, his time, his family time, and everything. He has poured it. And we are just there waiting. Why should we not have trust? And when Uncle Bob said, trust the brand and the cause, this is what we are talking about. Steadfast. Be there for him. Be there for Mr. Ash. He has been consistent. He has that self-confidence also that he is building this thing. Is a do or die. Even if he would do it to earn no money, no coin, no salary, nothing, no profit, he would do it for what? Humanity. Like I said before in when I opened, I said 3 things that makes us, me for one, when I keep saying that we are fine. We have an AI technology, we've got the data, and the humanity part. No company, look, all the big giant company, no company got these 3 things: technology, data, and the humanity part of it. No company. Let me go to my brother, Vincent. You are next, then Collins will be the next to close.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, my brother Oliver. Thanks to all the speakers today. Nice to be with us today. We thank you for your time today, because today is Saturday. It's not easy to spend your time and stay with us. So I do appreciate that. And thank you very much for spending your time with us. And also, it shows also your trust for this company, because if you don't trust us, you don't trust the Mr. Mufara, you don't trust this company, you wouldn't spend your precious time this Saturday with us. So thank you very much for being with us. Again, today, the topic is never give up, trust Ash and the team. It's very important. I got two quotations for this topic. And then my brother Bob is saying, so the first quotation, I will also summarize within those two quotations. The first one is never give up on your dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. So it's Hell Nightingale. So we should never give up for a dream, because it's not because it will take time that we give up. I know some people, they start giving up because, oh, ONPASS is taking time, it's not coming, or this. No, you should never give up for your dream, because if you give up, the time you give up, maybe that's the time that the thing is going to start. And then all this time you spend is going lost, because you didn't have a person, didn't patient for just a little person, and then you are there. And then the time that to deliver, and then you lost your patient, you lost everything, you lost life. That's what happened to people in our real life, because if you don't have that person, you don't get anything. Even in a couple, sometimes you can meet a woman, or a woman and man can meet together. The beginning can be difficult, but later God can bless the couple, and then things can be better for them, living a good life. But sometimes without patience, they lost everything. So, but those who have a patient, they've been living with their wife and my husband for long, they see that things are going and successful life. So life is patient, and then they trust each other. Even the technology we are working today, if you're working in the technology that you don't have, there's no trust, you cannot move up. You need a trust to move up, because without a trust, if I go to a company and then they don't trust me, I will resign. Because without a trust, you can't go and you can't do anything. So it's the same thing without trust, because even when we talk about IT security, we talk about even the data we're working, there's no trust you can't do, because they have a very important, there are so many data, that so many things that they need a trust to work on. You've got personal information, sensitive information of a company, of a business. So without trust, they can't give you a hand on to work there. So the trust is most important in our daily life today. So without trust, if you are in this great company and then you don't trust our leader, Mr. Mufara, I don't see the point for you to be here, because it's a trust. Without trust, what are you doing here? You don't have a place here. So the trust is very important in our daily life. So we should trust Mr. Ash Mufara vision. This is a great vision that if you don't trust his vision, what are you doing here? You don't have a place here. You don't have. So go and somewhere else and look for where, because if for me I'm here, it's because I trust Mr. Ash. If you not trust, what am I doing here? Today is Saturday, I can take my time and go and have in town, go left and right, but if I'm here, it's because I trust him. I know, I trust his vision, I trust his leadership, I trust what he's doing. So those who some people they don't know, because they are in, but they don't know. And then some people they listen to other people. You don't have to listen. Think about yourself and then listen to what Mr. Asher. We keep saying that if you go outside there and then you listen to fake information or what is not true, if the information is not in our official website, our official OES, and then you don't see that information, that means it's not true. But it's a shame that some people, they keep coming back day and day with the same thing. Oh, I'm passing this, all that, this, and then listen to bad people. No, now we have grown for after 4, 5, 6. Some of us have more than maybe 5 years, 6 years, but they are with little faith. So you have to grow your faith. Trust Mr. Ash, because without a trust, there's no good relationship. Every good relationship is the beginning is the trust. Without a trust, there's no relationship. Because if you don't trust your wife, there's no relationship. If a man doesn't trust his wife, no relationship. If a man doesn't trust the man, no relationship. So it's like a marriage. So the trust is very important for those business that we are in. is the trust, is the key word for everything that we are doing. So the second quotation that I will say today, never give up on your desire to be what you want to be. Stay focused, persistent, and relentless. So it's from Devashish Maridad. So this is very important. So never give up. If we give up on your belief, you give up on your desire. If I say I want to be a policeman and then I give up for my dream, you can never be a policeman because you give up for your dream. So you have to trust your desire that I want to be this, I want to be that. That is very important. So the trust is important. So brother and sister, today, what my message today that I want to say, we should trust Mr. Ash Mufara. We should trust his vision. We should trust his leadership. We should trust what he's doing for us and then what is working hard for us. Because like we are all saying here, we know all of us, we're saying the same thing. We're saying that the most important thing in our life, in this great company that we are in, is a trust. So we should trust all together, come together and trust our leader, trust him for what he's doing, trust for what he's making, and trust for the future that is building for us. And then again, with this IT company that Oliver said earlier, without a trust, no good IT company can move forward. Because if you receive an email that you don't trust the email, you cannot open that email. I push straight away in the trash. Why? Because I don't trust that email. So the trust is the key word in the technology world. If you don't have a trust, you don't do anything. You can't go forward. So what I will stop here today is to end of this webinar. We should all trust Mr. Al Mufara for his leadership and his vision, because without a trust, we can move forward. Without a trust, he can deliver what he's doing for us. With a trust, he will deliver more than what he's supposed to do. So I'll leave it there. Thank you, Barav.
Wow. Thank you very much, Vincent. That was a powerful one. You really elaborated on the word of trust, that we should trust our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara. And yes, we have to trust him because he's building this company for us to benefit. And a company without traffic is not a company. You can build the best of the products, but if you don't have that traffic, you don't know your customer, then you will not make the money. But he is a guru when it comes to traffic. He's a good marketer. He knows what is out there. He knows the demand and he knows what to do. And that is why we should be proud of ourselves. It's just for us to have that patience. So I will now call my brother Collins. You will come the last, and then we'll ask our big brother Madi Digamo to close it. Thank you. Collins, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you, Oliver. Oh, that was really great to be here with our brothers, Mike Ellis, Dan Street, Chris Johnson, Madi Digamo, Comfort, our lady in our midst. Many, we've said a lot of things about trust. I know most people will say, but I trust Mr. Ash Mufara. So what are you guys saying? No, those who watch the webinar, what are you guys saying? I trust him. Everybody go to church, but how many people have the love of God in their heart? Church is always full, but how many people have the love of God? When you talk about love, you cannot say you love God without doing the right thing. Even Jesus said it. If I tell you earthly things, you don't believe. And how can you say you love the person that you can't even see? Mr. Ash Mufara make a profound statement. Every day that statement always echo in my heart. That never give up. This is a very good topic. He said, my conscience will not allow me to come here and tell you about something I know I cannot achieve. If I'm coming here every day to tell you about this company, it's because I know it is possible. But most of the time, because we can look at this topic in twofold, never give up in Mr. Ash Mufara's side and never give up in the founding member and those who are in. So Mr. Ash Mufara will never give up, like Bob said. He is living his dream. No matter how difficult things may be, he is resilient and he is persistent to achieve his dream, because this is something that has been placed in the very foundation. Before Ash was even born, he has been ordained by God. Without Mr. Ash Mufara, God said, I would rather change person than to change my word. God's word can never be changed, but he can change human being. He can say, you know what, Chris Johnson, you don't want to do it, I will choose another person. It is my word, my message, and it must come to pass. So this company, we are saying, we are looking you know, and we're talking about, it has been ordained before the foundation. It's just that they were waiting for the person. God was molding someone to take it and deliver it to his people. Yes, things can happen. Jesus never get it easy. Why do you think life is? If you think life is easy, you have to go and create your own well. Life will never ever get easy. But we only have to pray that no matter the difficulties, we must always get better. That is what Ms. Ashmufara is doing. He is getting better in the difficult moment. Are we really seeing that? Do we really know why we are here? Those who really come in, like Comfort said, do you know your why? What was the reason you joined? It was because of the belief. I made a statement. I said, God forbid ONPASSIVE disappear or whatever the company, I will still follow Mr. Ash. It is that trust that I have for him. If he come back with something new, I will stick with him because trust comes with honesty. He is an honest man. It comes with integrity. You know, we cannot say Ash doesn't have integrity. He comes with accountability. When things go bad, he comes up and say, you know what? He's the first one to come and take the blame and said, you know what? I agree. I failed, but I will make it right. He never ever chose fear to decide the fate. He chose hope because fear is something that can kill your dream. Fear and uncertainty can kill someone's dream. But Ash is always hopeful that we can do things differently, no matter the difficulties. And you learn from your mistake. You can never learn from what you have done right. We always learn from what we have done wrong. That's why they call it lesson learned. There is nothing like failure. There is lesson learned. And Ash learned from it, grow out of it. And we are becoming more stronger. He's becoming more stronger because what he would deliver, maybe we'll turn back, look at the other one, look at ONPASSIVE. My God, what is phase 2? What is this man really doing? My God, this product we thought it was really better. Look at this. It is because he sat back, learned, and he said, I will not give up this dream. The harder the battle, what he said, or the tougher the battle, the sweeter the dreams. You know, we can only make it and do it and do it. That's what he said. We will never give up. So he is really into a situation of, you know, bringing something massively. But technology doesn't come the way people think. We are talking about, Oliver said, an AI software development company building software solution. It is not a money guarantee where somebody promises you something, A, B, C, you get it, put 1 and you get 2. That's not the company we are in. We are in a software company which is based on sales of the product. Traffic is guaranteed, product is guaranteed. Can you guarantee sales? You can't. But we know that our life will get better through what Mr. Ashmufara is doing. You know, the only thing we need to do is to never give up on our own part because he will never give up. We don't have to give up. The moment you give up, then you are the loser. And in the moment you disbelieve and distrust, when this dust will settle, cloud clears, and then we saw Mr. Ash, we look up on him. Like Jesus said, they said, you look unto the person that pierce. When it will happen like this, what will happen? Everything settles. You will look, and what will you say? Guilt will come because when you enjoy out of distrust, because you never trust him, but you are enjoying and celebrating, look down into your own self. Let your heart speak unto your own heart. Pope John Paul, our end of Pope John Paul's message said, don't be afraid. What are you afraid of? We don't have to be afraid because Ash will deliver. Thank you, Oliver.
Wow, wow, wow. It was a powerful one today, Saturday, and I want to thank everybody that's here. Look
Hey,
at
Oliver.
our brother.
Oliver,
Yeah.
Marty gave Comfort the host.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know that, Comfort.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
you
saw it.
are now the host.
Yeah, I saw it. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mike, I was about to call you to close, and I want to thank everybody that is here today, that it was a wonderful one, lesson learned. Guys, go watch it. It's free education, free lesson that we are taking here today on with the OTECH Pros. Mike, please give us our closing remark. Thank you.
You want me to say a couple things, Oliver?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. This was a great panel. I mean, everybody here was just absolutely awesome. I loved listening to each and every one of you. I really want to leave the people that are listening right now, you who are listening, I want to leave you something to put in your mind's eye to think about. Everything we're talking about right now, it pertains to you. And it's all about developing an online income to help you get to that place where you're financially independent. That's what we're talking about. And you really have the ability to have whatever you want in your mind. And I'll give you an example. Here's something I don't want any of you to do right now. I don't want you to think about an elephant. What are you thinking about? Everybody here is thinking about an elephant. And I want to leave you with some things. If you put it in the back of your mind and you ponder it, you ponder what I'm saying, you're going to understand where you're at. And I'm going to use the examples that Marty and Chris used and Dan used, focus. And then Chris talked about the sandwich place. Marty talked about McDonald's. And Chris said his friend had bought 100 franchises of Subway. That's a really, really cool thing. And Chris said he did really, really well. Why? He had 100 streams of revenue. Maybe the revenue was small on each stream, but you add it all up, it was massive. Now, here's what you have in your hand. Mr. Mufareh is coming out, AI IT company, he's coming out with products. You have your business within his company. Each product that he brings out is a stream of revenue, just like Chris's friend who had 100 Subways. Each product that he brings out is in high demand. People want it, they need it, they'll come in and buy it because the price will be lower. That's what Mr. Mufareh is doing. And if you think about that, each company in itself is its own multi-billion-dollar company. That's how big the niches are. So here's what's coming at you right now. You not only have a business, but you have multiple streams of revenue, like Chris's friend. Many, many streams of revenue. And each one of these streams are products that people want and need and will come in and buy. And because of the structure Mr. Mufareh is setting up for each and every one of us, you're going to be able to bring in customers. You bring in customers, they'll buy the product, and you make a commission. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 streams of revenue. I think it'll be even more than that. And these streams of revenue will work for you every single day. You don't have to be like Chris's friend and manage 100 Subway shops. That's really, really tough to do. Because of what Mr. Mufareh has done, you're going to be able to set this thing up, set up the streams of revenue, and then enjoy life. So hopefully that'll give you a little input as to what's coming. There's so much more. Everybody on this panel, we could talk for another 4 hours without stop. All of these individuals are really, really good at what they do. Continue to listen. As Mr. Mufareh comes out with more, they're going to come in, they're going to explain it. We are at the top of that mountain. The light is about to shine on us, and you're going to find out very, very quickly you're only a couple of steps from the summit. So stay excited, keep that in the back of your mind, and then get ready. Oliver, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful one. Thank you, Brother Mike, for your last speech and what the CEO told us one time, that we will break the internet. We should wait. He will come out and tell us the next phase that we all know if you are part of the journey. Thank you guys, and God bless.